First, we are going to start with our warm-up. First, we're going to do our knee hugs. Up next are our quad stretches, hand on one foot, keeping the legs straight down, not out to the side. Next will be our straddle, down to the middle first. Make sure to keep breathing throughout your stretches. Come back up, go to the right. Back up and back down to the left. Come back up. Our arm circles forward. Arm circles backwards. And side to side to get that good stretch of the arms. And that's it for our warm-up. We will be starting with the bike. Adjust the seat height so that it is level with the top of the hip bone. You can measure this by standing next to the bike. 1 foot on at a time, sit on the bike and put the feet in the pedal clips and cages. If this is too easy for you, you can stand up. Make sure that your body weight is placed directly over the pedals. Next up is the jump rope. Your spine should be neutral, shoulders are pulled back, using your wrist when holding the jump ropes. Stay on your toes whenever you leave the ground. Making it a little bit harder than the last one, this one is just a one hop. Make sure that spine is neutral and your shoulders are pulled back and staying on your toes. Increasing the level of difficulty, now we have a side to side with the jump rope. Up next is our band curls. Make sure the band is properly placed in the middle of your feet when standing on the band. Normal curl up with your biceps. If the last one was too easy for you, here's another version. Start with your feet together, put them shoulder width apart. That will add resistance and do your normal band curl. Now we're working on our shoulders. Feet in the middle of the band, making a T with our arms, keeping that core tight, a slight bend at our knees, and your shoulders kept back. You can add resistance by standing with your feet shoulder width apart, shoulders back, doing the same as before. Next are our seated band pulls. You can either double or single wrap depending on how much resistance you need. Shoulders should be back, your core tight, placing the band in the middle of the feet, pulling your arms back to a 90-degree angle. Now we're moving on to our lower body. Starting with our squat, your feet are shoulder width apart, shoulders are slightly back, more towards your heels, not your toes, keeping that core tight when you're squatting. If you're wanting to increase the difficulty, you can add a jump at the bottom of your squat, exploding off of your toes. Next are our jumping jacks. Make sure to keep breathing throughout and pace yourself. Here's a modified version of the jumping jack, just a little bit slower, moving one leg at a time. Next, we're doing a sit-up with a dumbbell. Keeping core tight, back and neck in line, feet on the ground, slight bend in your knees, keeping that dumbbell above the head. Here is a modified version of the one before. Make sure your fingertips are not interlocked with each other, just placed on the back of your head. You can also stabilize yourself by having someone stand on your feet. Next are our leg kickouts. Make sure to do one leg at a time, knees are at a 90-degree angle, fingers flat on the floor. Version using both legs. Place your hands under your butt, fingers flat on the ground. Make sure to breathe and contract that core. And to finish with our cool down, our cobra stretches first. Sitting in a pike position, touching those toes for at least 10 seconds. Straddle sit is next, starting with the middle, going as far down as you can, coming back up, going down to the left, and back up, down to the right, and back up. Next is our butterfly stretch. Try to refrain from moving those legs, pushing your legs out. And last are our arm stretches. First we are overlapping. Switch arms. Switching to our arms behind us. One is pulling the other one. And lastly is switching our other side. And that's it. Hope you had a great workout.